Did I make up any of the chapter bumpers, the historical aspects of Los Angeles? Absolutely I did. That statement at the beginning of Bright Shiny Morning, nothing in this book should be considered accurate or reliable, is a statement that should be taken seriously. There's a huge amount of statistical, historical, and demographic information in that book, and probably 75% of it's real, true, accurate information, and the other 25% of it I just made up because I can, and also because I wanted to make the statement that I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to do it how I want to do it, and other people's expectations of me don't mean anything to me. Other people wanting me to follow certain rules and conventions of writing or of fiction or of nonfiction don't mean anything to me. I'm going to play with those rules. I'm going to break them. I'm going to do what I want, how I want to do it. Writing a book's writing a book. It's no easier or harder to write a book based on my own life than it is not. You sit down to write a book and you always deal with the same issues, which is what is the story, how will you build it, how will you tell it, what do you want a reader to feel, what do you want a reader to think about. For me, there's no difference. I don't even think about a difference between one book or another. They're all just stories, and you just try to sit down and tell them, write them the best that you can. What do I think of Oprah? I think Oprah is a hugely popular, hugely influential TV talk show host. And, a lot of people love her, and she does a lot of good in the world. I don't walk around, cursing Oprah's name. I wish Oprah the best. Have I ever thought about writing about it? I've thought about it. People have certainly wanted me to do it. I doubt I ever will. I just have no desire to, There are other stories I want to tell. There are other books I want to write. And, you never say never, but I would highly, highly doubt it. Warner Brothers owns the film rights to A Million Little Pieces. They bought them they bought an option to them pre-controversy. Post-controversy, probably a year and a half later, they had to decide if they wanted to exercise the option. They did, so they own the film rights in perpetuity. I don't know what the status of that project is. I don't know if it'll ever get made. I frankly don't even care. Nothing inspires me, I don't believe in inspiration, I saw the artist Chuck Close speak a few years ago, and somebody asked him what his inspirations were, and he sort of chuckled and he said, "Inspiration's for amateurs. I get up every day and I go to work." And that really rang true with me and for me, and that's what I feel like I do. I don't wait around for inspiration. I don't wait for a spark to go off or to wake up one morning and say, I have to do this. I get up every day and I go to work. I wrote Bright Shiny Morning, and I wrote about Los Angeles because it's a city I love. I think there have been books written about a lot of the great cities of the world. There are books about London, there are books about Paris, there are books about Rome, there are books about New York, there are books about Moscow. But nobody had sort of taken on Los Angeles in a serious literary way and used the city itself as the central character. And so I did. I tried to. You can judge whether I was successful or not, but it's this, I think it is one of the great cities of the world. It's this huge, vast, incredible, dynamic, terrible, beautiful place filled with millions of people who, of all different types. It's one of the most diverse cities in the world, and it's in my view the place that most represents America today. There's massive internal immigration, there's massive foreign immigration. It's a place where people still believe they can go and their dreams can come true, whether those dreams are, fame, international superstardom, or whether that dream is a green card and a place to live. You can go to LA, and if you work hard, you have a chance. At the same time, the reality is it doesn't often work for most people. A lot of people go there and their dreams die. And I think, you know, a place like that, it offers a writer an opportunity to tell some cool stories. And that's hopefully what I tried to do. I mean, it gets tricky letting fans influence what you write. Sure, I've used character names from fans. You know, I have the books I want to write. I know what they are. I think you get into areas where if a fan gives you an idea for a book and you use it, who gets credit for it? I pay lawyers enough money already for all the other various trouble I get into. That's the last thing I need. You know, and if a fan has a great idea for a book, or a reader has a great idea for a book, they should write that book. You know, they should keep their idea. Don't give it to me. Use it yourself. But yeah, I mean, character names or things like that, I would always take something like that if it makes somebody happy. You know, I've definitely used. There's a fan in Boston who I've become email buddies with. He actually sells sausages outside of Fenway Park in Boston. And I had a bet with him last year, a baseball bet, whose team would, you know, be better, the Boston Red Sox or my team, the Cleveland Indians. And if I won the bet, he had to send me a box of sausage, and if he won the bet, I had to use his name for a character in my next book. I lost the bet, so his name will be in my next book.